Hi, Doss. I did that to Sarah too and hers.
Sarah.
My sister.
Oh.
Yeah. Alright, let's check replacement. Ooh, is that a C-Star or is that a stock? Oh, okay. So you're gonna want your kids potentially, like I know in some cases you just can't afford to get better mouthpieces, but you're gonna want, I mean C-Stars are really basic, good mouthpieces, especially the new ones because they're faced individually by hand.
Is it Yamaha?
No, those are Summer.
Okay.
Yamaha 4Cs are just kind of, most of saxophone tone is this right here. Your mouthpiece, your ligature, and your reed choice. I'm a little stuffy today. But, I mean, I play on a Vendorin AL3. They're pretty good too.
Okay, C-Star, that's the start.
C-Star, just remember C-Star. I know Blue
What is
Valley
4C?
just puts them.
Why?
4C?
That's
I'm not
just-
sure what the Yamaha facings are. I mean, that's just... Do you want to... Here, take off your mouthpiece and you can look at the difference in them. Mine's a little dirty, but... Alright. Can you see the really round open chamber?
Mm-hmm.
And it's not a super wide facing, and it's not super deep, right? It's a pretty good standard. Now, if you can try and look through yours... Oh my gosh. It's too wide. Do you see that?
Oh.
It's probably harder to control than...
Yeah.
I mean, it's just... I would not... That's okay for beginners, but I wouldn't put it, you know... Don't give it to your kids past, like, 8th grade. Or you're gonna regret it. There. Okay. Let's make sure your reed's high enough. Raise it like a frog's hair more.
When I first did this,
Yeah.
I put a clarinet reed on here.
Oh God, Kyle. Kyle, what are you doing? Okay. That's better. Alright, you see mine? Now if you have a reed that's too soft, you can raise it higher. That's the easy way to get more
What about
resistance. That's great. Right? And then you know, centering.
How do you describe how much black should be showing?
I just usually say a very, like, the thinnest line you can make it. I mean, I'm out from, like, out in the middle of the country, so you tell kids a frog's hair and they think it's funny, but they know, okay, it's really, really, like, nothing, you know? It's all about where you are. I mean, if I was in the city, it's usually just, like, very, very, very thin line, and then you check it, and then you model it for them. Okay. And I know you know not to do this, but any kid with a horn, I'm in a dress, so I can't really do it. Don't let them rest this on the chairs. They get really lazy if they play in the middle. And if they do that, it's gonna bend this. And you can see where I've had work done on mine. I never sat like that, but some damage has happened to my horn in the past where it's got smashed in. So I mean, especially on a horn like that where it's not as solid as mine, because this took a lot of force.
Yeah.
It doesn't take much to really bend it. And I mean, I
So
always
you would have
recommend-
them play off to the side?
Nope. Scoot forward, front half of the seat, knees below the waist. Play in the middle, head straight. I usually just call it rocket position because you're gonna launch. Right?
Okay.
I know, it works with the munchkins. But that way they have more room for expansion because saxophone takes a lot of breath support, right? And if they're this far off, like this far close to the edge of the seat, they literally can't do that. And if their knees are lower than their waist, it's a lot harder for them to sit like this.
Right.
You know, because I mean, if most kids, like, you can train them to play to the side and not do this number, but I mean, if I play to the side, I do that. Like, I just get lazy, and I'm a collegiate player. All right, let's play me a scale, Kyle. I don't care which one. Basic tone's really not that bad. Part of your problem is response, which is that a 3? Or is that, what is that?
I don't know.
You don't know? Let me see, what brand are you in? Oh,
2.5.
okay. So Van Doren's, in my opinion, are kind of hard. I use Rico is rebranding to D'Addario. So
Okay.
you might need to know that just for purchasing things. Most of the saxophone studio now plays on the D'Addario Reserves, which are like the Rico professional reeds. They are
Awesome.
bow down.
D'Addario?
D'Addario, yes. I mean, Sheeman is on their research and development team
Oh,
for
really?
that. Like, they send him reeds. So, I mean, he got us all hooked. I love them to death. So I mean, you can kind of feel like the reed sounds hard to me, but this looks fine because I can tell you're not biting. Like, never fold over. Oh my gosh. Scar tissue.
Oh,
Like,
I was.
Well, I'm looking at your mouth.
Oh, maybe no, I wasn't.
No, you're not.
So never let them bite.
Never fold over. Like, just no. Bad news.
Okay, then show me what's right.
What you were doing, actually.
Okay.
You know, in oboe, you kind of go like this. Right? I usually tell people, okay, so instead of having just, like, the lip there, put the teeth underneath it and make a pillow. Right? And corners down.
Yeah.
I can send you a picture. Sheeman and I worked on this a lot before my recital, and he took a picture of my face one day when it looked right from the outside. And you look really, really good. Like, you might just take a little bit less in. Now try like a G. Okay, and then relax your throat a little bit because I can see like your. Let's try something. Take off the neck. It's hard to articulate with something in your mouth, right?
Take the neck off?
Yeah. I just want to do some easier tonguing exercises with the whole horn because it's going to respond better, I think. Start with your tongue on the reed, blow air, and then take your tongue away. Listen. So have air already blowing and then just take your tongue off. No. Do you hear how your tongue, you get the feeling and the sensation? Now use less tongue. Don't start with just the tip and then off.
Am I trying to make a sound or am I just blowing the
Not
air?
right now. Just blow the air. I want to hear the articulation. Okay. Now just try at the same time. Now try and blow air through it, like actually make a sound. Alright, now try it on your horn, and let's pick an easier note. Just play like a C. Second finger C.
What note should come out? There.
There?
It's
Okay.
different.
I mean, your mouthpiece
It's an A.
is an A. Mine's not quite right. I have a really hard time voicing things, but...
Okay, so you said a C sharp?
No, C.
C. Sorry.
We'll get to C sharp. Now, tongue all the way down to D. Don't worry about the scale. Just play C, B, A. Sorry. Now try on, let's try F sharp. Now try and tongue that.
The low one?
Yeah, high is not hard. There you go.
Yeah.
There you go. So from there, just try tip of the tongue, tip of the reed. In case you have kids who do this, there's a thing called anchor tonguing.
Okay.
Most people teach tip of the tongue, tip of the reed, tip of the tongue, tip of the reed. Well, every mouth is different. Go away. Sorry.
Julia.
It's Julia. I love Julia. Don't think I said that before I saw her name. Anyway, so what were we talking about?
Tip of the tongue, tip of the reed.
Okay, that's what they usually tell people, but oral cavities are different. And I actually anchor tongue, so I keep the tip of my tongue on the bottom of my teeth. So like there.
Yeah.
And I just move the middle part of my tongue.
Okay.
Right? But it's most people just, even saxophone professors maybe you should just try this. But the way my mouth works,
It just works out better for you.
it works out significantly better. And I mean, on berry sacks, like, it's kind of, I think it's more common, honestly. So,
But to start,
start.
it's just be
Always-
easier to just be like.
Always tell the kids, like, just tip of the tongue, tip of the reed,
Okay.
tip of the tongue, tip of the reed. Just does the lighter articulation that way. Because if you say duh, I feel like they use a lot more tongue than to,
Yeah.
you know. Okay, so chromatic, or let's work on that C sharp. Go ahead and play it, because it's gonna be fun.
Oh, okay. So this is the other thing I wanted to
what?
ask about is it feels it's either my neck strap is too long or too short. I feel like I can
Okay.
never be in the right position.
So with neck straps, a lot of your kids are gonna get the Neotech foam ones. I don't have it, partially because they stretch so badly.
Really?
Yeah, because then the kids are putting weight on unnecessary parts of their body. So I mean, I recommend just getting what you've got, what I've got. Now, as far as this goes, as long as it goes up to your face comfortably, and you're not actually holding the weight, like you're not lifting up with your thumb, and you're not guiding it too much with this.
Okay.
So whatever feels comfortable for you. There's not just like a set mark. Okay, so we know it's really icky, right?
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, possible things. We have a long C sharp. I don't like to use it all the time because it's not appropriate. I mean, if I'm playing somewhere in this register, I'm going to use long C sharp, which is the low C sharp with your octave key. It doesn't really open anything. I think it's more of a mental thing, but then you just voice it up. Right? So it just fits that register more, and maybe if you're blending with someone who is playing in that register, that might be more appropriate. So, I mean, again, it's just low C sharp, but you voice it up. Can you try? It might just come out because that note's hard anyway.
Low C sharp.
Oh, low C sharp. So low C, and then this pinky over here. Yeah, so there's the G sharp, and then the one that's easy to reach. Not this one. This is B flat. The inside is B natural. Outside is C sharp. And that sounds better than.
Yeah.
Yeah. And part of the problem is kids, like, they let go. Like, they let go, you know? They just think, oh, it's C sharp, there's nothing here.
Yeah.
So, I mean, unless you're consciously thinking, open C sharp is just, I mean, it could be, or it could be. So, I mean, part of it, less air, make sure this is controlled, and that, I mean, you're not letting go of anything, really.
Why am I a half step lower? I'm not. I feel like I'm on a.
That's because, maybe move your pinky? There you go. That's it. So, I mean, other than that, we do things called covering. So, a really common one is like octave and 3. And again, this is different, every kid, every horn. So these are just things you can try, or you can add any
Is that
combination.
just to like round out the sound and get it to be less?
It helps. It
abrasive?
helps cover and helps be less abrasive, but depending on where you are, it can make it way better in tune.
Okay.
So just try thumb and 3.
Yeah.
I like that too a lot better. So then, other than that, you can add any combination. I mean, you could just do open up top and then any combination of these 3 fingers. So if you'll just watch my right hand. Right, and you can add them to 1 and 3.
Oh my god.
It's amazing,
all
right?
different tones.
It's
Yeah.
all different tones. So, I mean, these are just things to know. So, I mean, if you get comfortable with this kind of horn, which is what your kids will probably have, especially beginning years, you can be like, okay, well, I know on this kind of horn and the kind of mouthpiece reed I have you on, and if you play flat or sharp generally with your face, you can try covering. And, I mean, that might just be something for like, why do you come in after school for 5 minutes?
Yeah.
Or, because, I mean, that's going to go down the line with every single alto sax. You're going to be a little,
Right.
you're going to go crazy. I mean, not fun. So, there's always that.
Okay.
Okay, and then chromatic fingerings, right?
Yeah. Let's.
Okay, so,
Should I just play
Start.
through a chromatic scale?
yeah, go ahead and let me
If I can.
watch your fingers.
I may need a refresher on those fingerings down there.
Oh, that's definitely okay. Use your both. I mean,
I crammed for the blank test, and it helped.
it's all good, man. Mezzo saxophone generally, it's if you move your fingers up, your pitch goes up like recorder. Yay! Sorry, can you tell I've been speaking too much recorder lately? G-A-G.
Okay.
Use what one do they what B flat do they okay they that's confusing. You use 1 2 and the bottom side key.
All right.
B natural shouldn't have anything on it. B flat is 1 2 bottom side key.
That was C sharp, right?
Yes.
Okay.
That was definitely C sharp. That's good.
Sorry.
That actually really wasn't too bad. No. Seriously, like that was actually okay for beginner. Sorry, DOS, that's gonna sound bad on your computer. Anyway, okay, so let's just go. These were fine. Good job getting that low B flat with a really nice open sound. On that, you just have to tell everyone make an O with your throat. Pretend you're from North Dakota. No, I mean,
Yeah.
when I teach privately, I'm just like, okay, now pretend, say Minnesota. No, I'm not. It really worked, Minnesota. And then like, oh, can you make the O sound? Can you make your throat shaped like that O? And then, sorry. It's fine.
No, it's
and
good.
then they open up, and it really makes them relax. And then that B flat comes out way easier. Now that low B, everybody struggles with that low B. I mean, it's no fun. I mean, part of that is just making sure you've got a horn that seals well.
Well, and
remaining
that
relaxed
weird
posture.
pinky movement. My pinkies aren't strong enough.
That comes with time. I mean, when I learned how to do it, I literally would just do.
Oh, so do you?
I use my rollers a lot. And other than that, I mean, it's just literally doing pinky movement exercises.
Like even
I
just
wouldn't have
this
to
is
play.
hurting.
Okay, well, part of it is you shouldn't move your wrist like that. So do you see how my wrist is pretty flat? Like it's not, I can reach for all of these things, right? Now this is one reason I don't like the Yamaha horns, because the thumb gear moves this direction. Because if you're like this, then that already creates an unstable anchor. So I mean with summer, the thumbs are back here, right? So you see how my hand is automatically more open than
Yeah.
yours? And I mean, you can feel my horn, it's significantly heavier. Feel. Right?
Yeah, why?
Heavier metal. And I've got a lot more stuff on here, as you can kind of see.
Oh, okay, yeah, the added keys.
Added keys, I mean, there's just, there's a lot on this horn. So I mean, keep this hand open, but your wrist looks really tense and may I touch you.
Yes.
Alright, so I notice your wrist coming up like this,
Mm-hmm.
and you keep it like this.
Okay.
Because if you go up like this, you're going to do what I had problems with, and have to teach yourself to not move up.
The problem is the reach.
The reach, yeah, that is a problem. Let me see how big your hands are. Oh my gosh, yeah. So we've got the same problem. Baby steps and pinky exercises.
Okay.
No, I'm not kidding. I mean,
Well, is that a
this
problem for beginners with small hands?
It really is, but they won't be playing in that register.
Oh, okay.
I mean, my own personal teaching
That makes sense,
experiences
yeah.
is I'm way more concerned with developing a good, consistent tone and intonation and anything D enough. I mean, in 7th, 8th grade, they're like, oh, I want to audition for bands and stuff. And I mean, if in 6th grade they're ready to play those notes, then they're ready to play those notes. But I mean, let's be real. We're just trying to get
Basics.
without sounding like a goose dying.
Yes.
Making sure this is good, we're breathing, we're sitting right. But yeah, definitely work on that. I mean, your tone's fine. So where are those? Okay, the tricksy ones. Okay, so we don't bobble. I call it bobbling between like F sharp, right? So you can hear the note in between. I'm trying to do it like a kid would, and it's kind of hard for me. You know, there's a thing in between.
Because
so
they like lift up.
They lift.
The first
They don't
finger
have
before
the They don't have the coordination, and I mean, they haven't spent the time practicing it the wrong way to know how to do it the right way. You know, they just haven't done that yet. So what's the bottom right here, and you'll use your third finger. So I'll go from D up. Right. So
You're
you
not
just
using
kinda,
your third finger.
you can.
Oh.
Oh, sorry, ring finger. Well, right ring finger.
Okay.
My bad. So, I mean, we just usually add. There's the French system of fingering, which is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Whole lot of T's and A's and 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Side keys, palm
Thumbs.
keys, pinkies,
Okay.
thumb. Right?
So I was using that.
Don't use your middle finger because occasionally you might have to go down to like if you're like trilling and you have to go down to E. That's a thing.
And you're right, it does feel closer.
And it feels much closer. I mean, this finger, you know, shares a tendon with these two, right? So, I mean, if you put your thumb down like this, you can't move your ring finger without moving your whole hand. It's physically impossible. Like, see, you can't not move. You can't not do it. I mean, if I put that with down like in this finger,
Right.
you know, so you'll have to train this finger to be able to move that way without hurting yourself. So, third finger.
Okay.
And I mean, it's good for trills if you're just chromatic.
Okay.
Anytime you're going from F to F sharp, I would do this. It might seem like more work, but it sounds significantly better. And if they can do this, they can do this. That's the thing.
Okay.
What else is there? B to C. Bobble, right?
Mm-hmm.
You'll get a C sharp or an A. Usually an A in there somehow. So, 1, and then you'll take your hand and use this middle side key. Now, you don't, like I see a lot of kids, they'll just take their whole hand and go, right? That way, I mean, you can tell I've got calluses on my hands from doing things like that. Right, and I have really small hands, so I mean, I have to move my hand up higher, but just use the
That
knuckle
was C to
joints.
B?
C to, or B to C,
B to
yeah.
C?
Right here. But the problem is you can hear the intonation on that. It's really bright. Use sparingly. I mean, I used it this past weekend at NASA because I had to trail from like. But I would bring the volume way down just to match tone with everybody else because bobbling would have sounded really, really bad in the context of the piece. Where else is there? You did pretty okay with the palm keys. Just take your hand. And part of this is the wrist thing because you're doing this thing, this number. Just turn a doorknob.
To what?
Turn a doorknob. Remember doorknobs,
Yeah.
right? That motion. Little as possible. Tension, moving, just kind of see. Just kind of gently turn it. Because that way, because a lot of kids, they get really into, like, I'm playing so high, let's look at my hand hitting my keys.
Yeah.
You know kids, how they do that. I mean, just doorknob, rock it gently. Ooh. Shoot the air over your tongue like an arch. You playing B? You really want a lot of breath support?
What was I playing?
I don't know. It was really flat. Oh, that was the C sharp. Play the D, which is the first palm.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Can you raise your tongue a little bit?
What do you mean raise it?
I literally just moved my tongue. So it sounds like your tongue's laying kind of flat in your mouth right now. Can you kind of arch it up? No, lower it. It's hard. That. We do mouthpiece irons for this, like voicing throat and all that. It's advanced. I'm not any good at it. Go talk to like Will White. He'd love to tell you about it. Basically, you might just have them raise their tongue a little bit and then shoot the air up and over. Kind of like a roller coaster. Yeah. Just think that. It's hard, and again, your normal little kids won't be playing that high, but it's just something think about. There's a lot of breath support, really fast air.
Okay.
Fast air, like shoot a dart. Narrow, narrow. What else? Okay, anything else you really wanted to know about? Because we've got a whole 4 minutes left in my really hot house.
Yeah.
It's so hot in here.
Yes, I mean.
Or you just want to like try hands and make sure you're not moving stuff and let me move around and check it out.
Yeah, that sounds.
Okay, let's check that. Because I mean, I know you know how to read music, and I know you know how to practice. Like, I'm just more concerned that all this is working right.
Yeah.
Oh, laying horns down. You want to talk about laying horns down?
Yeah.
Okay, so there's a big debate about this. And honestly, just get them a stand, because if they have a saxophone stand, there's no question about what they're doing. Now, some people say that if you lay it like this, you could bend the rods. Do we see?
Well, yeah.
Right?
Duh.
But it's a duh, right? I mean, it's just kind of a thing. If you lay it like this, you're moving the palm keys. And you're putting all that upper bit of the saxophone on the palm keys. So, I mean, honestly, most people are just very gentle, and they'll just lay it flat like this. That's what I see most of the time. It's what I just saw at NASA. I don't like doing either one, so I'll usually just bring my saxophone stand. So, I mean, little kids, like 5th graders, they're going to have it in their lap the whole time. But you have a high school and then to switch horns, don't put it on the ground. Just find a stand that's stable, one, and it's actually going to hold on to the bell without too much movement. Oh, we didn't talk about cases. You want to talk about cases and care?
Yeah, can't they just put it in the case?
They can, but, I mean, swabs, I know Will's probably told you about swabbing and silk swabs and all that good stuff, right? So the big thing is having a case that fits the horn. And you'll deal with this with gig bags, because saxophones can get really heavy. I mean, I had a really hard, like my dad carried my saxophone for the first 2 years because I had this, and it was just way too heavy for my frame to carry the case. So the big thing is...
Real quick before you put this away, would you have them set up this whole neck off the horn?
They can, and I honestly
just
usually
in an effort not to break the reed?
I don't know about the effort not to break the reed. I'll usually just put this on my neck strap it, lap, and then, I mean, if I'm getting out of the case, I might just put it in there just to like hold it until I get my stuff out, but, I mean, it's easier to move around and you're not like,
right.
What am I doing?
So, would you do reed, then ligature over that?
Yeah, well, I mean,
or
I've seen, it depends on the ligature. I mean,
put the ligature
I'm comfortable.
On and slip the reed in.
I've seen people
Does
do
it matter?
that. But honestly, I would just put, what everyone does is, you know.
Right.
And over.
Okay.
I mean, if a kid breaks a reed that way, they have really poor eye-hand coordination. That might be something to work on. I mean, you can just, you know, day one, okay, be really careful, go slowly. And then eventually they'll be able to go like, okay, well, why are we taking our time doing this? It's all just procedure. Oh, I was just going to show you with the cases. If they have a lot of wiggle room, they will get damaged.
Okay.
So if a kid's like, I really want a gig bag, Mr. Hall, or you're looking into it for like a berry or something for the school, you might check out Dimensions. Call somebody, like call the saxophonist about gig bags. But you see, this was made for my horn.
It was.
Yeah, this is what it came in. You can see it doesn't move, right? But if I took it and put it in your case, I don't think it'll fit. It shouldn't move like that. And you see how it doesn't fit comfortable? Oh, there we go. That's really snug, actually. But it's not totally comfortable for my horn. But yeah, see, it should.
Kind of tight.
It's really tight. Hold it down. See what I mean? So, point made, it has to fit the horn.
Yeah, that's pretty good.
And then this puppy.
Oh, yeah. Where's that go in the gig bag?
That's a thing to think about. Because some will just have a bag for it.
Yeah,
And
but
some will
that
have a
seems like
place.
it would just get. This is really easily bendable, isn't it?
It is really easy bendable, and you'll have to learn how to bend it yourself. Because these are honestly the biggest cause of squeaking
That's
on DEF
yeah.
notes.
Doss
And-
talked about how you might just have to gently pour.
Yup. Like this, quick fix for that though. If like bending is just not a thing and you're in the middle of rehearsal, hair tie or rubber band. Not over this part because it'll fall off. You want it on the other side of this. I mean, I've done this for so many horns, like, and I mean, the kids will probably end up voicing the notes up more, which isn't necessarily a bad thing sometimes. But it'll hold it instead of just flying up, you know? Help hold the seal. You know, cork grease, a little bit. I never have to use it. Mine's always been really great.
Every day.
I wouldn't do it every day. I mean,
Beginning.
if it's,
The beginning when you first get a horn, brand new horns.
I would try it. I mean, your cork looks really thick. Here. Mouthpieces all have different size bores, right? I know.
Okay, we're done.
So, we're done.